Guys, hope you're well. Thanks for being here today. First off, I just want to thank all of the great feedback and people that I've met so far on this channel for being on the YouTube scene for 5 weeks only. It's been an awesome experience to meet everybody and really talk to a lot of interesting people that share an interest in these same topics that we're talking about. So let's get into it today. Your gut and intuition has always attempted to point you in the right direction. It is tied to something greater than you. And you're starting to believe that now. You're starting to see that this place of operating in your head and doing calculus on all these decisions that you make, this brain-focused idea of constructing safety and constructing a standard of living and feeling like you need to reach certain places at certain times is not optimal for you. That's what you're starting to feel. You're starting to feel in tune with something much greater than you. You're starting to believe that there is something higher out there that's looking after you, that wants to guide you. And that's the reason you came upon this channel, and that's the reason you're looking on YouTube for similarities in the way you're thinking. Because every non-optimal decision you've ever made, everything that pointed you down a path that you just weren't excited about, that felt uninspired, candidly just felt boring, every time you went down that path, it's because you weren't operating from your gut. You weren't operating from your intuition. You are making a decision and letting your brain lead. And you are trying to get to a place, trying to operate from this construction of a safety zone for yourself, of what you view to be an ideal life. But it's much easier than that because your gut and your intuition have been attempting to point you to the highest path the whole time. And that's the path of your highest excitement. But we've been in our head too much. We check out of our own consciousness. We check out of our higher self. We check out of our gut and intuition when all of these things are hitting us from the outside, and that's what you've been doing. But there are these moments now. There are these moments of clarity, and you're starting to catch them, where you're starting to pull back and see yourself from an observer perspective. You're starting to catch these negative thoughts and emotions that used to impact you more, but you're seeing them from somewhere different. You're seeing them from a place of understanding. And you're starting to understand that that is not you. You are not your thoughts. There is something bigger at play here. And the natural transition and bridge from that thought process is that your brain and all the effort that your brain does is not the most optimal way to make decisions, because it's gotten you to a place so far where you feel like you're not getting everything you want out of life. You feel like you're not being you. You're not just out there expressing yourself in the world in the most authentic manner, doing exactly what you want to do, surrounded by the people that you enjoy being around, telling everybody about your success. That's what you see in your head. And that is your gut and intuition. That's not your brain. That bigger inspiration that you have internally is everything you've ever wanted to be, supported by something greater than you on this earth plane, something greater than your material body and your material brain that just want to keep you safe. But you're stepping out of that. You're realizing it now. And you're realizing at the same time that all these thoughts and emotions, because they're not you, are no longer going to hold you back from what you do want to do. Fear is an earth-based constraint. It's an earth-based thought or emotion. That does not exist with who you are as a greater being, your higher self, soul, source. Every part of you as a greater being is not tied to this emotional state of the earthly existence. You have no part of that from that place. And so now that you're making the connection to that greater place, you're saying, I don't have to be fearful anymore. The reason I didn't follow my gut and intuition in the past is because something in my human thought and emotion process pulled me back and said it's better to be safe. It's better to not take that risk. It's better to keep doing what we're doing in the known. We know what we're doing here. We don't want to take that risk, but now that thought process is changing for you. You realize that greater intelligence has been connected to you the whole time, and you've started to listen. You've started to feel that connection, and you're going to move on that connection, and you're going to know that when you're tied in deeply with that connection and you're taking the steps, that fear doesn't have to be involved because that's your earthly self and you're tied to something much greater now. And that when you put your energy into that place of the most excitement, that everything's going to be attracted to you because everything's going to be connected in that place. The energy you put out is amplified and returned to you. You'll attract all the support you need, all the people you need, all the opportunity you need, and the results you want will all be attracted to you when you put your energy into a place that's exciting and connected to something greater. And there's no reason to be fearful because you're not fearful in your higher self. You're not fearful at all, and that's who you are. So we're going to take action based on this belief because you're already there. You've found this and you're on the search because you're already there. And now we move into this greater alignment. And I can't wait to do it with you, and I can't wait to hear about it. Best of luck. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad we're making this journey together. We'll talk soon.